As you might know or not, I recently became an ambassador at the mental health charity Mind. Now, Mind put me in contact with an amazing volunteer called Ashni. We had a video chat and we spoke about our experiences in life and our thoughts on how we feel about coming out of lockdown. And most importantly, how to get help and support with our mental health during this time. Hey everyone, I am Anne-Marie. Hello Ashni, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. Thank you. It's so good to finally see you.
You too. I've been looking forward to this. I guess I feel really lucky to be an ambassador of Mind. I feel like I've been on a massive journey with my own mental health in the past 2 to 3 years. So just to be a part of it, of something that helps other people for that is just so special to me. So it's good to be here. And I wanted to kind of talk about everything. Like, more about lockdown because obviously that's been a bit difficult for me and most people, I guess. But I think when it comes to me in lockdown, I have like I have the opportunity where I can still write songs, which is where I get most of my feelings out, and I get to write it down. And I guess a lot of people don't have that, so I feel lucky in that way where I can actually get my words out on paper. Obviously not at the moment in real life. But I wanted to ask, like, what is your role? What do you do?
I'm just going to jump right into my experience because it's a massively long story, but I'm just going to try to concise it as much as possible,
Yeah.
just to give you some sort of context as to where I come from. So I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression at 13, so quite a young age.
Yeah.
And one can imagine that for such a young child, you have absolutely no idea what is happening to you. So it was quite distressing. I had no idea. I could not make sense of what was happening to me. All I knew was this. Was this very strong sense of fear inside me, like something bad is going to happen to my mom, my family, me. Just this feeling that something bad is going to happen. I see you nodding. I feel it's something that you relate to as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I also have been having mental health issues since I was about 13. And I think it got so bad when I was in my late teens that I almost had like I have like memory loss from those years because my anxiety was so high that I was almost living my life thinking through other people's brains than my own. So like I have a whole patch of my life that I don't remember. And I think honestly, it only kind of come to me when I started seeing people talking about mental health online and all the hashtags and all of the things like that, and that's what makes me want to keep fighting for everything online and by speaking out, because I never would have actually come to grips with my mental health if it weren't for seeing other people talking about it. I try and speak about it every day, whether it's just in a song or to my friend or anywhere. I try and speak about my mental health every day.
I just started this mission at that time that I didn't want anybody to struggle with their mental health or to go through what I did. And I just started off with that. And yes, I chose psychotherapy as a profession. And I've been driven by that since then because I want to be a therapist. I want to be there for people. And as you know, your mental health is never stable. So my relapse happened when I moved to the UK because, again, I was in an unfamiliar country. It was extremely strange faces, strange accents. And I had never lived alone before. I was 20 when I moved from my country and had never even lived away from home. So it was a massive life change. And I was all alone here. And I started getting obsessive compulsive symptoms. So just to give you an example, if I'm talking to you right now and if a thought comes into my head that a relative of mine is going to die, I believe it's true. And then I'm going to start saying sorry in my head just to prevent it from happening. It's quite difficult, but I feel Mind has been there for me when I was at my lowest because I could not find immediate help. There was 4 months of waiting list everywhere. And that's when my journey with Mind mainly began. I joined a peer support group, found a community of people that I could connect to. And yes, since then it's been good and hanging in there. But yeah, that's me.
I almost feel like before, because I didn't really understand, the same as you, when I was younger, I just felt, I was like, what is wrong with me? So
Yeah.
I feel like I've stepped forward in the way that I actually understand what's going on with myself. But it's almost even more intense now, because before I just put it under the carpet and it would just be underlying there and bubbling. And obviously, since lockdown, it's been definitely challenging, because you are forced to be on your own, and it's something that I haven't done in so long. I've never liked being on my own. I've always loved being around people, and obviously being on tour, you are constantly around people. You're never without someone. So I
Definitely.
found the lockdown really hard, and then I started relaxing, and then it's going back to normal. So so I've almost like gone really bad. Oh, I'm okay now, and now I feel like the pressure and anxiety coming in about going back to normality and actually being around people again. So it's been a very. Have you found that? Like, how has lockdown been for you?
This is the longest I've gone without seeing my family. So it's been more than 7 months. And I think when that's your main form of support, you can end up feeling so lonely and so isolated. I feel, especially during the lockdown, I felt like there's the rest of the world and then there's me. That sort
Mm.
of disconnection.
You said that Mind was there for you. Like, I see on the research on the website, it says how it's been hard for people to get, um, I guess, help in the
Yeah,
lockdown from people. And you said about peer. What did you say?
peer support.
Yeah. What is that? Because I've never done that before. So
So peer support is mainly when people use their experiences to help each other. So
right.
this, what we're doing here is peer support in a way because we're talking about our experiences and it's in a way helping each other and sharing
Yeah.
resources. So it came to me at the right point in life, I think, when there were long waiting lists and I couldn't get help. And I started attending a local peer support group at Manchester Mind. And I was really scared at first because what you do is you sit in a circle and you talk about your experiences and to absolute strangers. And my single that is I was not prepared. I was just like, am I ready to do it? Because these experiences are so personal to me. I share it with very selective few people in my life, and am I ready to be so open about it? But oh my God, I think since the first group, it changed my life completely. So we were from different backgrounds, different age groups. We all suffered from different mental health problems. But just talking about it, feeling accepted, and everyone was just so non judgmental, kind, compassionate. That is massively therapeutic.
I've always felt like I've never thought my problems were big enough to tell, and then it got to the point where I exploded. So I think that's what I think it's really hard for people just to talk, and it's just insane how much it helps as soon as you open your mouth.
I think during the lockdown, especially because we can't physically go to support groups, Mind has this online platform called Ellie Friends. So it's like this online service which is for free and it's peer support. So you can go in there, share your experiences, talk to people, chat with people from a distance. And it's equally effective. So that's what I've been using. And it's fantastic. It's just the same space, just a different setup. And I feel you still have that sense of connection with people, even at a distance. That's fantastic.
Mind is so incredible. I think how what it's done and what it does and how it does it. I just think,
Definitely.
yeah, it's amazing.
Talking is so important. And, just sharing with somebody you trust, it can be so helpful. I just wanted to know when was that point for you when you decided that, okay, now is when I need to speak up?
It wasn't until I really started researching people's stories and actually started to realize I'm normal. What I'm feeling is
Mm.
not weird, and other people feel the same. I have to keep telling people I still struggle with it. It's just it's easier now that I talk about it and have actually researched it, and there's so many different things to each point as well. It's almost like before someone would say, well, I'm depressed, and I would
Mm.
have one meaning of that, and I would be like, I'm not depressed then, because that's not what I know of it. And then you delve into it, and there's just like hundreds of different
100. Sure.
explanations of this feeling, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I am depressed, and I should, you know, go speak to someone about that. So what would your best advice be to someone who's never spoken about their mental health before, like, and they don't know what to do? What would you say?
I would just, I think, to be honest, I would just say take that one little step. So just make that phone call or just talk to somebody. Like, just take that small step and everything else will work out. Like, we believe that people are not going to understand me and they're going to judge me for my experiences. We have so many preconceptions that stop us, which are valid. I mean, there is
Mm-hmm.
stigma prevalent in the society, which is totally valid. But I feel that you'd actually be surprised to know how much people care and how much people want to listen. So just take that little step.
Thank you so much for talking. I've loved hearing your story, and you're amazing. I think you're amazing, and coming to another country is must be such a scary thing, and like studying that course is a massive thing, but you helping people is going to change the world, and I just think you're incredible.
I want to say this on behalf of billions that are out there, that the songs you write and the message you convey to each one of us is just incredible. So just continue doing that because we need that source of positivity out there in the world right now. And the fact that your songs come straight from your heart, it actually speaks to us. And I feel just keep doing that. We would love to see more of that.
Thank you. Yeah, I will do. I'll always be putting out music that means something for sure. And I'm so glad it actually makes people happy, you know, because otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. So thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thank you.